LTC, we start with 1 hour chart. Okay, if you refer to my last video when the price was within this range, we mentioned that we're looking for buy, and I mentioned we should get the buy setup, and we prefer the price to drop one more because we were looking for this. All right, now we get the expanding flat because of this. All right, and the best things after the price drop, this is where we should buy. Okay, that's why I mentioned if the best is let the price drop, then the first flag we could buy, and now we should be in this buy. Okay, anyone take this trade, they manage to take this one, no, they should know how to manage, whether they, if they want to keep, at least move their stop loss to break even. If they want to take out the profit, okay, also it depends on them, because now we want to see whether we can get the correction for the continuation, or still we can expect the one move down for bigger correction, or also bigger correction in relative to this. Okay, now we want to see how we can look for this correction for the continuation. Okay, now before this, I mean, first we move to 15-minute chart. Okay, based on 15-minute chart, as we can see, we have this small correction on this one. And first of things, we see the MACD, but divergence as well here. Okay, these are not things. Now, I mean, we don't need to really rely on this because based on 15-minute. Okay, the possibility here, we have a small correction, one move, even this one can continue. All right, that's mean every small flag, there is a continuation. But anyone trading based on the small flags, they should know that we are based on 1 hour chart, we are at the top of the correction. Okay, any buy they get, they should consider as a short-term buy. As long as they get into the profit, they start to manage. Okay, now as I say, based on a 1 hour chart, what do we need to do? Whether we should buy, if we get the correction here, we could look for buy, or still we can expect the price to drop. Okay, first things I wanted to mention that if we want to, right now we cannot jump into the trade. Even I mentioned based on 15-minute, if anyone wants to trade a small correction, they should consider it as a short-term trade. For me, if I want to buy, first of all, I wait for to get the correction. Then from there, bigger correction. Then from there, we look for, if we get the trade setup, we look for buy, because in my one of my video I mentioned that still we can expect the price to come to this, I mean to move to this line, which is 255. Okay, now the first option is made, this is the only internal correction in relative to this. We can expect one more down before the continuation. The second one is maybe we can get the bigger correction, but this correction cannot drop, is in relative to this for continuation. Okay, now whether we get the bigger correction in relative to this, or the price can drop. All right, we need to know about this too. That's why buying here with the trade setup is not a good idea, because in case the first one is correct. Okay, that's why we prefer to wait here, we get the correction. Then if we get the correction, we consider this correction is in relative to this, we can expect for one move up to finish this one. And if the price continue from here, without the giving the, because right now we just have a, we are here for only for 3 hours, 3 candle. If the sharply move continue from here, then maybe next flag we can buy. But right now, we prefer to get the proper trade setup for the next buy. And if, how about if we get the small, another 2 to 3 hours, we get here, we get the small correction flag. If any buy we take, as I mentioned, based on 1 hour, 15-minute chart, we consider as a short-term buy. As long as we get into the profit, we start to manage. Okay, now if I move to daily chart, we have nothing, and we want the price continue to this top, which is 255. And if I move to 4-hour chart, we are within this correction, but the one thing we need to see here, that the price have broke the top, and we have a divergence. Now the question is, if we consider, if we're looking, I mean, this one can be, I mean, because this one can give us an indication that the price can drop one more. If yes, how deep it can go? Can retest this low or not? Or is only correction in relative to this? This is what I explained based on 1 hour chart. All right. Now, if I move to 1 hour chart, okay, the only things is We don't have any trade set up right now. Those traders that are within this trade, they should manage the trade in case there is a reversal. And the only times you can look for buy if you get a correction here. It depends how big is the correction. If it gives give us a big correction. I mean, when I talk about the big correction, I'm comparing to this, similar to what we have here. Maybe it's better I say if we get any correction similar to what we have here, then we can look for buy, and even we can expect the price come to this level. But if we trade based on the small correction, or maybe call it the flag, any buy will be a short-term buy. Okay, now we don't have any trade setup, and we just follow the chart. And if I see any trade setup or any update, then I will share on YouTube. Thanks.